Good morning, Leanne. Thanks very much. The murder trial of Kevin Gregson needs one more juror before it can move on to opening statements. Yesterday, 11 jurors were selected for the trial of the former Mountie accused of first-degree murder. Gregson pleaded not guilty to the charge in the death of Ottawa Police Constable Eric Chapnick. The rookie officer was stabbed to death while on duty outside the Civic Hospital back in 2009. Once a final juror has been selected, the Crown will make opening statements and begin calling witnesses to the stand. A man is dead after his pickup truck collided with a car just southeast of Ottawa. Firefighters responded to the intersection of Ramseyville Road and Russell Road yesterday afternoon. When they arrived at the crash, they found a 60-year-old man without vital signs. Ramseyville Road was closed for several hours but reopened late last night. Elections Canada and the RCMP are now investigating allegations that voters in dozens of ridings were either misled, misdirected, or discouraged from casting their ballots last spring. One of those ridings is Ottawa-Orleans. Live with more on this is reporter Melissa Lamb.
Well, Annette, the Liberals in the Ottawa-Orleans riding say they filed a complaint over robocalls 2 weeks before the federal election. Now, David Birchie, who ran for the Liberals, says he received dozens of complaints from voters about misleading or harassing phone calls, trying to persuade them not to vote for the Liberals. He says the calls also told them to go to other polling stations. Now, the alleged dirty tricks on voters has probed a nationwide investigation by Elections Canada and has been a hot topic among party leaders and MPs.
We're just now beginning to put together the fact that it's happened in not just one or two ridings, but in a number of ridings across the country. And that's where I think we have a problem. And the only person who really has full command of that information in the sense of being able to get at the bottom of it himself is Mr. Harper.
And what we've said to the opposition parties is if they have any evidence at all to support what they are suggesting has occurred, then let's provide that. Canada, let's call on them to use their investigative ability and authority to look into this matter, and we would ask that they do that without delay.
And because of all of this last night, MPs agreed on a motion that they will share any information they have about the alleged dirty tricks. Annette?
Okay, thanks, Melissa. Melissa Lamb reporting live this morning. Critics say a Via train derailment that killed 3 crew members highlights the need for better funding and oversight of the railway industry. 40-year-old Patrick Robinson was one of 3 engineers killed when the train went off the tracks in Burlington. The Canadian Safety Council says while fatal derailments are rare, there are hundreds of less serious derailments each year. There's still no word on the cause of the derailment, but investigators are now looking to the so-called black box for clues as to what led the train to go off the tracks. The Republican presidential primary in Michigan could make or break candidate Mitt Romney's campaign today. If Romney loses in his home state, it would be a huge embarrassment and ruin his image as the inevitable nominee for president. His closest rival, Rick Santorum, is rising in the polls and even leads Romney in some areas. A key primary will also be held today in Arizona. And at a political rally in northeast Germany, the drinks were on German leader Angela Merkel. Literally, she was being served a beer, but as her waiter bent over to put down her drink, well, he accidentally tilted his tray and 5 mugs of beer spilled down Merkel's back. She didn't let the incident faze her. Merkel just brushed some beer from her shoulder, then turned around and smiled at the waiter before carrying on with the rally.